This is crazy. So this dude was going around and he was spraying bug shit on, well, it'll show it. It'll show it. He shows it right here. This dude is going to jail for a bit for being a clown.
Things have gotten so much worse for the TikToker who poisoned food at Walmart for a prank, as he's now pleaded guilty to 2 felony counts of adding poison and harmful substances to food, 1 misdemeanor count of endangerment, and 1 misdemeanor count of criminal damage.
Oh, you love to see it. You have to understand the way that poisons work. And the way that a lot of bug poisons work is that they are effectively a viscous liquid that shuts down the insect or the bug's ability to breathe, because the way that they breathe and the way that they get energy is through moving their body. And so a lot of these poisons are not even poisonous. They won't even actually kill somebody. They're not going to do any bodily harm. And so it's a neurotoxin. Yeah, exactly. And so there are certain poisons you can use that can kill people, other ones you can that won't. The bug poisons don't kill people. There are other ones that do, but those raid bottles, and that one specifically is not an example of that. So it wouldn't have even worked to begin with. So not only is he retarded, but he's retarded. Like, that's bad.
Attention so bad on the internet that he destroyed his life for it. And unfortunately, there's now many cases of this. So he's not even unique. He's just another moron headed to prison. Yep. But it's been at least 4 months since we've had our last update on this guy. And next month, it'll be 1 year since I first started covering this dude. Yep. So there's a lot that's unfolded. So, I mean, if you're lucky enough to not know who I'm talking about today, I'm sorry for taking out of your bliss, because sometimes ignorance truly is bliss. But this is Charles Smith, also known as the social media creator Wolfie Coletti, a Arizonan TikToker who went viral last year for basically being a public nuisance, all around
for just being annoying. Like that, it's so funny to me when these guys whose entire career is built around just being annoying and obnoxious, like they do something like this and they go over the line, and now their life is totally fucking ruined.
Wolfie decided that being a functioning member of society just wasn't for him, so he became a self-proclaimed real-life villain.
He got bacon hidden in his shoes? Ugh!
And started recording TikTok content at the expense of random innocent people, ruining their days for views. Because as I've said in my previous videos, his content was essentially barely monetizable all the way up until the last few months before he was arrested. I think right before he was arrested, he was making a couple $1,000s a month doing this stuff.
Not so bad. Oh, he's gonna put the bacon in there, right? Yeah, if I was 11, I would have watched this. Yeah, this is actually like, this is literal content for preteens. Yeah, this is for like, yeah, it's funny. No, it is like, I mean, because I remember what I was like whenever I was a little kid. Little basic. No, I get it. Like, I get it, but like, you can't do that. This dude's 25. Yeah, no, exactly. I get it. Wait, what? Eggs? Eggs? I love how he thinks that there aren't any, I would say there's not any cameras, but he literally uploaded this himself on the camera. How do you think that you're going to get away with this? I mean, you gotta be retarded to do this.
I mean, there's nothing like destroying what could possibly be this man's only set of clothes for some attention online. And the whole ongoing theme of this guy is he always picks on the least economically fortunate, as his normal targets are either fast food workers, retail workers, laundromat customers, or dollar store customers.
Because that's probably where he lives. He just goes to the local Dollar General and pisses on the floor, and then he's like, guys, what happened? Like, what is this? He just a retard, yeah.
This could be because he's just trying to pick out people who won't sue him. But you reap what you sow, and eventually, if you're a scumbag, it'll catch up to you. As sadly, what you just saw is far from his worst video. One of the videos that made him somewhat infamous is him dumping a bag of ice into a fryer while they were in business.
How do these people think that they're on a private server, man? This is crazy. This is perfect for teens? No, this content is great for, like, little kids. Like, little kids love shit like this. At least some of them do.
Let's talk about the bad girl. Hey! Hey!
Just some poor fucking 55-year-old man working at Jack in the Box has to deal with this shit because this clown, wait, yes, he's just like, he's confused. He's like, what the fuck is this? Like, what is going on, bro? Like, what is this? How do you do this and think that nothing's gonna go wrong? Like, really? Like, how do you do this and then assume that, like, this is insane? The face he makes, yeah. Fucking, like, some blue steel Derek Zoolander shit. Oh, he walks out of the Jack in the Box and the alarm's going off. After, I just inconvenienced a 53-year-old Jack in the Box worker. They're gonna, this is gonna take them 20 minutes to fix my problem. Ha ha ha.
This is what happens when you put way less ice into a frying machine. And of course, this happened at a Popeyes as well.
Yeah.
For people who work at Popeyes, man.
What happens? I don't even know. Oh, yeah.
I mean, hey, that was pretty much best case scenario right there.
Yeah.
That was with way less ice. So it's safe to say,
I didn't even know that could
you
happen.
don't need to be a rocket scientist to realize how bad this could have gone. There is no way they didn't have to shut down the kitchen after Wolfie did that. Because I did go on and find another video where they roughly the same amount of ice as Wolfie put into the fryer, and here...
Okay. Oh, man. Yeah, they probably had to shut that shit down. Oh, my God.
That happened. And I mean, this is honestly best case scenario. Worst case scenario, you burn the whole building down. Then you have videos like this.
This is him again.
Fried pigeon?
Is it just literally a dead bird?
Wolfie.
Bro, this guy. How do you do this? You're laughing. I am. This is so ridiculous. It's not that it's funny. It's just like, how do you do this and think that you're going to get away with it? Like, it's insane. The guy's got 2 points. Yes. Oh, my God.
Yeah. If you were going to make a list of his worst moments.
Remember his name. Bro, that's my favorite part. Remember my name. I'm the retard that threw the dead pigeon into the kitchen. This guy thinks he's fucking Heisenberg. Witness me. It's a bird.
It would be impossible to not include the lineup of videos of himself committing attempted battery with a cake.
Oh my God.
Actual battery with a cake. False imprisonment and disrupting a business practice. And of course, poisoning food at a grocery store.
This is, see, what I think is really funny is that this is the one that really cooked them. This is the one that they finally, like, because I bet the police probably knew this guy. And they said, okay, now we know what to do. Yep, now we can get him. Yep, you can't get this one. You fucked around eventually. And the other ones are like, yeah, maybe it's inconvenient, but it's not a big crime. But that's it.
Oh. It's wild that this guy makes Johnny Somali even seem like a decent citizen in comparison.
That's actually crazy whenever you say that. Because you're right. Like, at least Johnny Somali was just annoying and retarded. This dude's actually trying to hurt people. Yeah, that's crazy.
The food poisoning incident that finally got the authorities to take some real action against him. That was the video that immediately got him arrested by Mesa police in December of last year, as he turned himself in and admitted to the crime without any hesitation. Because, well, you know, when you record and post your crimes online, you are the star witness against yourself.
Yeah,
when you film yourself committing a felony, upload it for the whole world to see, and brag about it, there's no question about whether you did it or not. You're just making the prosecutor's job extremely easy, and your defense nearly impossible. So the Maricopa County Attorney's Office later indicted him on multiple charges, including introducing poison, criminal damage, endangerment, and theft. And after he was arrested, it was only a matter of time until they started digging into his past videos to throw extra charges on him.
This guy, bro, this guy TikToked his life sentence. He TikToked his whole life sentence. That's bad, man. That sucks.
The 4 other charges, a third-degree burglar charge was also added related to an incident at a Bosa donut shop.
Have your name and date of birth? Charles Smith.
In an MCSO orange jumpsuit, Charles Smith, who goes by Wolfie Coletti on social media, was in court for the second time in just a few days. Already arrested in Mesa over the weekend, where police say he took this can of bug and flea killer
you need to use a different one. He's just stupid.
Off the shelf at a Walmart and sprayed the pesticide on produce that was on sale for anyone to buy, all while filming the action himself. The 27-year-old.
27 years old? Like, I would understand if you're crashing out like this whenever you're like 19. 27? This dude's gonna be 30 years old soon. He almost in the unk status, and he's sitting around doing this, acting like a 5-year-old. You know those people that have graduated college? That like they've been at a job for years.
And that he makes up to $10,000 a month posting those videos on social media. The court paperwork for the latest arrest is sealed, but as part of his release conditions, the judge told Smith he is not allowed to be on any social media. And he's not allowed to set foot inside any Bosa donut shop.
I mean, by the
You do not go into that donut shop. You do not even think about going into that donut shop. That's it. Yeah. Bro, imagine getting banned from a donut shop from the police. Like, I mean, you gotta be a straight up clown for that shit.
By the way, this guy is 28 years old. Dude has a fully developed prefrontal cortex, yet for some reason is spraying Raid, which is a cockroach exterminator on food.
Yeah.
Is risking killing someone worth social media attention?
Yes. That's obviously the answer is yes.
He thought so. But last year, he had to spend Christmas in jail, and his case has been moving through the legal system since then. His initial pretrial conference was originally scheduled for April 30th, 2025, but a minute entry in the case activity pushed it earlier to April 3rd, 2025. And this is where things actually kind of get interesting, because a plea agreement was filed for 3 of his cases in Maricopa County on April 22nd, and Wolfie was initially set to adult probation, but 2 days later, there was a change in his plea, and now he's officially pleaded guilty to the video where he sprayed Raid on the produce. The articles are reporting that he pleaded guilty to 2 felony accounts of adding poison or other harmful substances to food, 1 misdemeanor count of endangerment, and 1 misdemeanor count of criminal damage.
Somebody says bro's definitely on a burner account trying to push his content to more preteens, so this will be worth it. The sad thing is he might be able to pull it off and make it big because that's the crap world we live in. No, you're not gonna be able to spray poison on shit and get away with it. Like no, they're gonna get him. Like, and it's also there's been so many other things too. Like, he already was in prison also. So it's not like this guy just, you know, he just had to crash out one day and cause problems. No, this is a continual crash outer. Yeah, he's been doing this a lot. He has a crazy history, yeah. There's a pattern of behavior.
Spraying bug killer on Walmart produce has pled guilty to several charges. In December, Charles Smith recorded himself spraying the bug killer at a Mesa Walmart. He allegedly told investigators that he makes money.
And look, by the way, it got 78 comments. This dude is catching a felony for probably 200 likes. Imagine going to prison for 200 likes. That's bad.
He'll be back in court on June 24th.
One important thing to notice after spraying bug exterminator on various food items is that Wolfie actually left the store for about 10 minutes. Then, finally, he returned and attempted to remove all the items he had sprayed. So he then placed all these contaminated items, or at least the items he thought were contaminated, into a shopping cart and moved it to the back of the store. But the damage was already done. It's not like removing specific items magically decontaminates the entire environment. The shelves, baskets, surrounding areas, surrounding produce.
So if you saw someone in chat, would you saw someone spray raid on produce, would you punch them? Would I punch them? Absolutely not. I just recorded it happening, and I would just like say to an employee, I'd be like, hey, this guy's spraying poison on the food. Check the tapes, call the police. Yeah, I beat his ass. Well, yeah, but like, what if he had a knife or a gun or, you know, like, I mean, he sues you because then he gets hurt in the fight. Like, I mean, you don't want to do that realistically. For what? Yeah, exactly. Like, why even do that? You can get in trouble too. Yeah, exactly. You dumb chatter. Yeah, you dumb. Like, yeah, ray him in the face. Well, what would that do, right? Like, cause it's like, I mean, because like, if you want to do that and hit somebody, like, why would you want to hit somebody? Like, I mean, you could do way worse than hitting somebody if you want to be smart about it. So, like, the worst thing to do is to just fucking, like, guerrilla out at a Walmart, right? Like, you could come up with a million worse things to do to somebody besides that. Like, then you're going to get yourself in trouble. Yeah, no emotional regulation. Yeah, exactly. Like, you can find out where a person lives easy. Like, you can do all kinds of shit. Like, so why even try to, like, why try to go get in a fight at a Walmart? It's stupid.
This was a disaster waiting to happen. And honestly, all of us are extremely lucky that no one else was harmed from this.
Yeah. I threw them away. Yeah, I bet you did. Yep. I love how he threw them away as if like, okay, well now as if like they had, yeah, like this is like probably $400, $200 of produce there. Yeah, so I just threw them away afterwards, so it's fine.
But also, according to the court documents, it was unknown if he managed to collect all the contaminated items, and Walmart had to remove the remaining produce valued at $931.
Wow.
Here in AZ Central, it says the time between the defendant sprayed the items to when he placed them into the cart left plenty of time for customers to take the contaminated items and purchase them. So, for 10 minutes, people could buy produce that he had sprayed with bug exterminator. Again, all for the attention on social media. I mean,
200 likes. Catching a felony for 200 likes. I bet the only reason he went back to remove the contaminated food is because someone in chat reminded him of legal repercussions. I mean, like, I mean, like, that's what I'm guessing too. But even that, I wouldn't even entirely believe.
This dude has been walking around like he's been invincible for so long now. And finally, it caught up with him because he fell into that trap of doing more and more insane stuff for content and views. Because he kept getting away with the last insane stunt. So without a doubt, there's a space for him in the Hall of Fame of Internet Morons because this guy had successfully played himself and ruined his own life for a little bit of attention online. So now, Wolfie is scheduled to be sentenced on June 24th next month, and that's when we'll find out exactly how much time he'll be spending behind the bars.
I'm hoping for, geez, what would be a good number? I think 15 years. I think 15 years is pretty good. I think 15 to 20 years, that sounds decent, yeah. Put him in there for a bit. Yeah, exactly, right? Because you got to set an example out of this. It's only going to be like 5 years? Yeah, maybe, right? But like, it's got to be at least a number of years to make an example out of him. Yeah, 15 years for spraying bug spray. Yep. You see, like, to me, like, you have to keep in mind that the way that laws are made, one of the reasons why you have certain punishments is as a deterrent. And so, like, for example, if a police officer could, if you got pulled over for a DUI and you failed your breathalyzer test and the police officer just shoots you right in the head, immediate execution, you're dead. Do you want to know what would happen with drunk driving? It would go way down. It would go way down. Everybody would stop drunk driving because they'd be fucking terrified of getting shot in the head and being killed instantly. And so whenever you think about how to make a behavior stop, you have to figure out why the behavior is happening assign a value to that, and then create a repercussion that has a higher value than that. And it is so high that it will make other people afraid of doing it. That's how you change human behavior. Yeah.
And feel free to subscribe if you want me to go to the courthouse. And other than that, YouTube thinks you'll enjoy this video. So I would also recommend clicking it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
So, disagree with Zach. Immediate execution won't change the volume of fear. People would more likely get angry about the escalation of negligence. I think to some degree, if medicine is too extreme, it'll have the opposite effect. I don't think so at all.
Things have gotten...
I don't think so at all. I think that, so here's let me think of a number of good examples of this. It's not true. Yeah, it's just not true. Let me think of a good example of why people are afraid of doing things. So, I mean, Dubai is a great example. Look at El Salvador. So they just arrested all the people that were committing crime, and then the crime stopped happening. That was pretty much about it. And so, like, you have plenty of examples. Singapore, right? In Singapore, you can go to jail for littering. There's nobody who's littering over there. It's very rare. It's probably a very clean country. And so the idea that the punishment is not like, every criminal makes a calculated decision. Most criminals do not plan on getting caught, but they do plan on, if they get caught, having some form of way of getting out of it. So if something is a really, really bad punishment, they will avoid doing certain things because they're afraid of that, because they're worried about getting in trouble. It's risk management. There is a reason why all of these guys go and do this in places like Japan and the United States and places in Europe, and they're not doing it in China, Russia, or Singapore, or Dubai, or North Korea. There's a reason why they're not doing it there, and it's because they have risk management. They understand exactly what the risks are, and they make decisions based off of those risks. Is the purpose of law is vengeance, though? Is the purpose of law vengeance? Answer is sometimes yes. And it's also about, it's vindication as well. It's very important that people that do things that are bad and that are antisocial, and especially things that hurt other people, they get metaphorically crucified. It's extremely important that that happens, because if it doesn't happen, then you have society degrade into a culture of people that are constantly dangerous, hostile, aggressive, and problematic. And so it's about sending a message. Yes, it's very important about sending a message. And so I don't view prison entirely about rehabilitation. Rehabilitation is a nice secondary effect. Like, it would be good if you could rehabilitate a person. But it's more important than rehabilitating a person is protecting the people that don't need to be rehabilitated. So the goal that I have with a lot of these laws, I've said this before, is that the focus should be protecting the people and creating a culture and society where people can feel like they're safe. And I think that criminals feeling like they're not safe is a good thing. And them being afraid, like, oh, well, you just get put in prison and that's all that happens, and like they don't care about you, etc. Yeah, of course, that's the point. That's the point. The cruelty is the point. And if you want to avoid the cruelty, don't do the action. Nobody made him do that. He did this himself. He chose to do this. He's a grown man. He's making this decision himself. And so the way that you handle these people is you have to a certain degree, brutalize them. And if you do that, you stop the behavior. And the goal is to stop the behavior. And it can't be too extreme, bro. Oh, I'm not being extreme. This isn't extreme. This is normal. Yeah, no, that's it. If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Yeah, exactly.